Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that blockchain adoption gained widespread appeal in 2024, and now more than ever, XDC network is being recognized as an important piece of the global crypto landscape. Stick around for the entirety of today's video breakdown. We got some really juicy developments that took place and some massive transformative things that unfolded last year in 2024, which just shapes the future of 2025 into something that is going to be absolutely exponential, in my personal opinion, for the XDC network and XDC, the digital asset. If you guys enjoy these video breakdowns, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. They do take time to make. This research does take time to dig up. With that being said, real fast, let's jump in. I actually want to start here today with something that President Trump just recently said. This was posted by Cointelegraph. And the reason why we're going to start out with this is because of an event that XDC Network participated in the United States just a couple of weeks ago. Take a second here and listen to what President Trump has to say.
This onslaught at lower prices, I'm pledging today that in my second term, we will eliminate a minimum of 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. We'll be able to do that quite easily, actually. And instead of attacking industries of the future, we will embrace them, including making America the world capital for crypto, and including making America the world capital for crypto. And
nobody's clapping. Like, did y'all not hear what he just said? I'd be standing up cheering, screaming, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he just said making America the world capital of crypto. Okay. Now, that is so massive, considering here you can see Andre Casterman posting on his LinkedIn profile. A lot of people think that X is where good information in the crypto space is, but no, if you head over to LinkedIn, LinkedIn is where all the juicy stuff is, where all the enterprises, the businesses, and the large organizations post good information. Many thanks to our expert speakers, Andre Casterman posted, who shared the ITFA FinTech stage last Thursday in New York City to discuss the MLETR DNI adoption in the US market in 2025. And you can see right down here who participated: Billy Siebel, XDC Foundation. We'll get into some other representatives here in just one second, but let's take a look at this infographic that Andre Casterman posted, because it delivers a lot of juicy information. First off, right at the top here, you can see large market participants like Lloyd's Banking Group, JP Morgan, Anigio, Mayer Brown, so on and so forth. And then all of it mentioning, it says here, EXDC network, which is phenomenal to just see alongside major banking institutions. Okay. Here we have also Merlin Dowse. We'll play some video clips from him in just one second. Merlin Dowse, for those of you all who don't know, is the executive director in trade and working capital at JP Morgan. The reason why we're going to play some video clips with him in just one second is because he talks about the regulatory environment, and he talks about how eventually they will be able to utilize these new digital technologies, talking about digital trade finance, distributed ledger technology, and blockchain. Okay, we'll get to that in just one second. And then we also had at this event Billy Siebel. He is the executive director at the XDC Foundation. Okay. But back to this document, let's just take a look. It says here, welcome by the ITFA board and Lloyd's Bank. It talks about digitizing all trade documents and bills of lading. What else? We have the MLETR adoption by banks, from developing the business case to implementing and executing. I like that word, implementing, right there, right? And again, this is the event that took place in New York. So the reason why I kicked it off with listening to President Trump talking about making America the crypto capital of the world, okay, is because this event took place in one of the largest financial jurisdictions on the planet, if not the largest. I think that London and New York City are like in competition with each other for the largest financial center of the world. But either way, New York is at the top, and this event took place directly there. And just looking at this document, okay, scrolling right down here, look at what it says here. This is so crazy to see. Digital assets become a priority for regulators as it unlocks Web3 innovations across all industries, and it mentions digital currencies to settle on-chain and to create on-chain investment products. That is massive, considering that XDC network was a part of this event. You can see that this took place December 12th, 2024. Now, the reason why I find it interesting that this individual representative was part of this, Merlin Dowse, is because if we go back in time, okay, remember, we always show you guys the realest information. This is a video clip that we played back for you guys in 2023. I'm going to play 3 quick video clips of this event. This is a BFT global annual meeting that happened last year in 2023. Keep in mind, this gentleman right here sitting on stage, okay? Listen to what he says and take into consideration that he was also part of this event, MLETR 2025 planning seminar for the US market that XDC Trade Network was involved in, had a representative from the XDC network attend this event. And you all just heard President Trump himself mention that the United States is going to be the crypto capital of the world, right? Okay, take all these things into consideration. They tell you these things in advance before they happen. Now let's go back to 2023, where we played this video clip of these individuals sitting on stage. Again, Merlin Dowse, the same individual representative that is at this MLETR event. Listen to what they say here and what they're talking about.
And so the perception amongst the public has been basically that this thing is dead in the water. However, I'm hoping through our panel discussion here to prove that that's not true and that there are positive things happening in the industry.
We felt that the market wasn't ready yet for this, and there was that overarching question around the legal framework that supports it, and what are the regulators' view on this type of technology. Waiting, again, looking at more the traditional trade side is the MLETR, which Todd had addressed earlier in opening remarks. Following developments there, I'm very much looking forward to Monday, because then King Charles will be coronated. And then hopefully later on in June, he'll pick up a pen and sign a piece of paper with wet ink, allowing us to, transition into, what would allow for the electronic negotiable instrument. Right, so this is something that, again, it's a little challenge from an industry perspective, but the technology is there. It will, at some point, it will pick up and we'll be able to use it.
So as you heard those gentlemen speaking on stage, again, that was back from 2023. We showed you guys those video clips over a year ago. They talked about how crypto is not going away. They talked about how the industry is not dead in the water, how almost every person in the retail space, the mainstream crowd, thought that it was, but it was not. And they were telling you guys that publicly. They talk about MLETR, they talk about digital trade finance. And then the gentleman, Merlin Dowse, the individual representative from JP Morgan, says that eventually they will be able to utilize and implement the technology. Okay, that is massive, considering that now, fast forward to more recent times, at the end of 2024, we see individual representatives like Andre Casterman, Billy Siebel, and an executive director at the XDC network sitting on stage with Merlin Dowse, who said back in 2023 that they will be able to implement the technology eventually. Okay, and you guys can see in this document, literally right here, if we scroll again, looking and zooming in, paying attention to details, it says digital assets become a priority for regulators as it unlocks Web3 innovations across all industries in 2025, digital currencies to settle on-chain and to create on-chain investment product. I mean, can you guys see what's happening? This is not some get-rich-quick overnight schematic. This is a prolonged process that is going to take time to integrate and transition from the old way of doing things over to this new world. And they tell you these things in advance. You just have to be able to pick up on them. So I thought that I'd bring that to everybody's attention, considering what President Trump just said about the US being the crypto capital of the world in this event, where they're talking about integrating digital currencies into MLETR, digital trade finance, so on and so forth. And you can see large organizations, some of the world's largest, sitting on stage discussing and talking about these things. Okay, you cannot make this stuff up. Now, over to some more recently developed fundamentals. This is also exponential because it just goes to show that electronic bill of lading, or EBLs, are getting and gaining massive momentum. And this is only going to continue to progress over time. And it says here, this is from Digital Container Shipping Association, or the DCSA. Achieving 100% electronic bill of lading, EBL recently got another major step closer to becoming a reality when global leaders committed to enabling and promoting the EBL. The leaders of 21 Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, or APEC member economies, who together account for 60% of global trade, concluded their meeting in Lima, Peru, by issuing their Machu Picchu Declaration, which affirms their commitment to enhancing supply chain connectivity. In particular, the leaders want to enhance transparency, efficiency, and reliability of trade by digitalizing key processes and recognition of electronic trade-related documents such as EBL. Why is this so exponential? Again, because it proves that ongoing developments are happening. It's just that this is the type of information that will never reach the mainstream. CNBC, Fox News, they're never going to tell you guys that this stuff is happening and unfolding at a rapid pace. You can see this is from December 10th, 2024. So it's relatively fresh within a month as of time of releasing this video to you guys. And this took place just recently. Okay, this is massive. I'm not going to read through this entire fundamental piece, but this just goes to show that the digitalization of trade documents and trade finance is happening at a rapid pace. And why is that related to the XDC network? Because again, you can see here posted directly from the XDC network themselves, transforming global trade finance with blockchain. They talked about this in their latest episode of the XDC APAC podcast, where Soni Mahanti, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly, chats with Sunil Senapati, the CEO and co-founder of the XDC Trade Network. We're going to jump into some video clips from this interview in just 1 second because they coexist with some previous posts that we put out to you guys on the X Space about the XDC network. For example, if we go back to October 2024, again, just looking back at some ongoing developments, Sunil Senapati was in closed door meetings discussing and talking about evolving regulatory frameworks shaping the future of global trade finance. Here you can see this is posted by the XDC Innovation Lab, where it talks about this event recap, where they had a whole entire discussion talking about technological innovations and evolving regulatory frameworks shaping the future of global trade finance, right? You can see Andre Casterman sitting at the table with Sunil Senapati. Right? Andre Casterman at this event right here with Billy Siebel, XDC Foundation Director, with Merlin Dowse, who said back in 2023 that these technologies will be implemented. Do you guys see what I'm putting together for you all? They tell you indirectly. They don't tell you directly. They tell you indirectly. They put little pieces of the puzzle out for you guys to then build a bigger picture. Okay. And here at CYPRX, that's what we're in an attempt to do. If you guys are intellectually inclined, you guys are picking up what we're putting down. So the reason why I bring this up, this post back from October 18th, 2024 that we put out to you guys, take a second and listen to what Sunil Senapati said in this most recent interview on the XDC network YouTube, where he mentions working with regulated entities. Take a second here and just listen.
Last not the least, the other type of partnership we are also bringing to table is all these transactions which are cross-border cargo movement and money movement. So it is very important that we work with a regulated entity when we are moving money.
Right.
So XDC Trade Network is playing a marketplace role where borrowers and lenders come together and they transfer their monies when they are onboarded with a regulated digital custodian. So we work with a couple of custodians today. And again, we are looking for partnership in other countries as well.
Right. So he talks about working with regulated entities, which is absolutely exponential. And it just goes to show ongoing developments because, again, this was posted back from October over 3 months ago, where he was sitting in on closed door meetings discussing regulatory frameworks. And now in a more recent interview, openly talks about and mentions working with regulated entities, which just goes to show that to some degree, XDC Network and XDC, the digital asset, is regulatory compliant or falls within a regulatory compliant manner. Moving on, another thing that he said in this interview, which stuck with me, and he talks about pretty much how XDC network is different and how not only does it involve the facilitation of digitalizing trade documents, but also speedy transaction processes. And this coexists with something else that I posted to you guys on X months ago. If we go back to something that I posted to you guys on August 17, 2024, it's this interesting ideology. The XDC is kind of like if you were to put Ethereum and XRP together, it would create XDC. Again, this is just an ideology, but I put this infographic on X for you guys, and it says here, Ethereum has smart contracts, dApps, and is a layer 1 blockchain. XRP has fast transaction and low fees. It's interoperable and it's ISO 222 compliant and makes cross-border payments more efficient. right? Now, if you take a look at XDC, it is a layer 1 blockchain. It has smart contract capabilities and supports dApps. It has fast transactions and low fees. It's interoperable. It's ISO 222 compliant. It can be utilized for cross-border payments, and it has military-grade security. It's eco-friendly, and it also has KYC-enabled masternode and EVM capabilities. So it is literally the best of both worlds, both Ethereum and XRP combined. Now take a second, listen to Sunil Senapati in this most recent interview confirm that infographic that I posted to you guys.
How do you differentiate yourself from other existing similar platforms, particularly in terms of technology, cost, and accessibility?
The differentiator, what we have, I would say, are how are we interoperable? How, when we have around about 7 partners today live, a document created with one partner can be consumed by other partner. So that brings in a network effect.
Right.
See, a lot of solution available today, they are not doing what we are providing. We are providing document creation and financing.
Right.
What you have today is either document or financing.
Right.
So we are bringing it together. Okay. So that itself is a super product which we have in place.
Right.
That itself is a super product which we have in place.
Right. So those are the 2 predominant video clips that I wanted to play from that interview. Just goes to show, again, the information that we're putting out to you guys ahead of the curve here at CYPRX is good, valuable information. And it just coexists with what Sunil Senapati, the CEO of the XDC Trade Network, said in this interview. Moving on, shout out to Crypto Erie for this one. This was such an interesting site to see because this was posted directly from a large institution. Crypto Erie posted out on December 27, 2024, new trade finance use case for XDC Network. SBI Group Japan company said the blockchain will be used to record export transaction information of containers from Japan to the UAE and implement receivables, factoring digitalization of document settlement and receivables. Congrats, and listed a whole bunch of individual representatives that participated in this here event. And we can see if we go over directly to the SBI Holdings website, now it is obviously, of course, in another language, but if we scroll right down here, you can see the post directly from the website. Okay, this is so exponential to see a large organization and institution directly posting XDC Network on their website, which again just goes to show that to some degree, you have to assume that XDC Network is regulatory compliant. The fact that a large organization like SBI has the confidence to post them directly on their website. Another thing that took place in 2024, this was from October 30th, 2024, and might have gone unnoticed, but is absolutely massive. And it says here, October 30th, 2024, XDC Trade Network has announced a strategic investment from GTR Ventures, the world's first investment and venture building platform specialized in trade finance, and supply chain management. And if we scroll right down here, it says, Rupert Sayer, co-founder and CEO of GTR Ventures, elaborates, XDC Trade Network will join the GTRV network of trade tech players, all playing a part in narrowing the global trade finance gap. Users save time and money for each trade transaction, mitigating fraud and enjoying access to a verified pool of financing options. Its technological stack, built on top of MLETR standards, is a key enabler, realizing our vision of a world seamlessly connected by digital trade. Again, keep in mind that this took place in October, and then in December, we saw XDC Trade Network at an event where they're talking about integrating digital currencies into global trade finance, and you have individual representatives from JP Morgan and XDC Network at this event together. It's just so crazy that the mainstream does not cover or talk about any of this information. Okay, last but not least, we have this post from the XDC Network themselves from December 18, 2024. It is such a phenomenal read. Through novel trade finance applications and major technology upgrades, XDC Network achieved a level of adoption not seen in its first 5 years. In June, France officially adopted the Model Law on Electronic Transferable Records, or the MLETR, which provides a framework for the legal use of transferable records. Japan followed only a month later, joining the UK and the UAE in recognizing electronic bills of lading. The UAE right there is mentioned in this fundamental piece. And what did SBI just announce? Here you can see, again, Blockchain, i.e. the XDC network, will be used to record and export transaction information of containers from Japan to the UAE, implementing receivables and factoring digitalization of trade documents utilizing the XDC network. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. Now, there's so much more juicy information that took place in 2024, but I just wanted to show you guys some of the fundamental factors that took place on the XDC network as we roll into 2025. There is so much more room for growth. And again, it is my personal opinion that XDC is going to be a top performer in the years to come. It just requires patience. It requires an understanding that this stuff takes time. And this is not some overnight get rich quick meme coin play here. This is an asset that provides real world value and utility and is actually solving a real world problem. I will repost this in case anybody is interested. Any of my followers want to go and actually read this entire Medium post here. I just reposted this on my X profile so that way you guys can go easily locate it. Take a second and read this if you guys are interested in the XDC network and XDC digital asset, you know nothing about it, or maybe you are already invested into it and you want to see some of the developments that took place in 2024 on the XDC network looking back before we head into a full brand new year in 2025. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video breakdown. I know it was a little bit of a longer one, but still showing you guys that XDC network is at the forefront of digital trade finance. If you guys enjoyed, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform. We do appreciate the love and the support. I look forward to a brand new year with you guys. So much good information and research is going to come from CYPRX this year. So make sure that you're subscribed, smash that thumbs up button. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.